Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins. Where are they going? We're getting ready for training camp. It's just a couple of weeks away. And right now, the biggest stories in the NFL are where are Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins going to land? So before we get into either of these guys, an important date to know is July 17th. The deadline for teams to reach a long-term contract with franchise tag players is July 17th. Okay, so these players like a DeAndre Hopkins, Dalvin Cook, all right, you have other guys like Kareem Hunt and other guys that are free agents right now that are waiting to see what happens with the free agent players. That'll kind of determine what happens with contracts, especially for Dalvin Cook. When you look at the situation that he's in and the way the running back market is, he wants to get paid. The running back market, somebody like him getting like 6.25 million, right? So at the current moment, we don't know the numbers of what the Dolphins are offering Dalvin Cook, but we know that the offer is too low. We have heard the offer is too low, but Dalvin Cook would like to end up in Miami. That's where he's from. It's his hometown. He would like to go play back in Miami, especially now that they are contenders. Right? When you think about Dalvin Cook and those franchise tag players, you're thinking about Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard. If any of those guys were to sign a long-term contract, that could easily help Dalvin Cook get more value in the contract that he's looking for. So that's why that July 17th date is so important, especially for Dalvin Cook. Not so much DeAndre Hopkins. There aren't a whole lot of receivers on the franchise tag. I don't know if there are any receivers on the franchise tag, but for Dalvin Cook in his situation, July 17th is a very important date. And if any of those guys get paid, that should help Dalvin Cook for what he's looking for. All right, so we mentioned the Dolphins and their contract offer right now seeming too low. And at the current moment, the Jets are doing their homework and they're looking into getting Dalvin Cook. But there's also the Patriots who are at least intrigued, is the quote that I saw after they released James Robinson. They need somebody to pair with Ramondre Stevenson. They have a rookie running back, not a whole lot of hype behind him. They could look into getting Dalvin Cook and pairing him with Ramondre Stevenson, which would make them very dangerous, especially if they get DeAndre Hopkins as well. Okay, another suitor that looks like could be in the running for Dalvin Cook is going to be Buffalo. So the entire AFC East seems to be looking into getting Dalvin Cook. The cool thing there would be that Dalvin Cook would go and play with his younger brother James Cook. There would be the first running back duo of brothers that played in the same place at the same time in the NFL. And that would be pretty cool. I think James Cook's going to be really good. Dalvin Cook, obviously, a superstar. So that would be really good for Buffalo. Any of these AFC East teams would immediately get much better having Dalvin Cook in the building. So whoever ends up getting him is going to be very lucky. And if it's the Jets, the Dolphins, or the Bills, they're immediately going to shoot up in the rankings of teams vying to win a Super Bowl. Right? When you look on to DeAndre Hopkins, the interest that he's getting is from Patriots and Bills included in those teams. Titans and Chiefs are also in those conversations. But with DeAndre Hopkins, the more prominent teams for him right now are going to be the Patriots and the Titans. Those teams have made offers. He's visited with those teams. But you have the Bills and the Chiefs who are Super Bowl contenders. They have Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. They're always going to be in the conversation. But at the end of the day, DeAndre Hopkins, like any other superstar, he's going to want to get paid. And salary cap, especially at this point in the offseason, is going to be an issue for some teams. All right, the Patriots and Titans currently have more cap space than what the Bills and Chiefs do. Our Patriots themselves are at 17 million in cap space. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good number for DeAndre Hopkins. They could probably get really serious about getting DeAndre Hopkins and just having him and not getting Dalvin Cook. That's the avenue that I could see happening. But having 17 million, they could end up with both of those guys. Okay, so then you go look at the Titans. They have 8 million in cap space. They wanted to go get DeAndre Hopkins. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to make some moves and try to see if they can work the cap space in a way to where they can be competitive with the Patriots. But right now, Patriots are a front runner to get DeAndre Hopkins because of the money that's there. Now the Bills have 5.5 million and the Chiefs have 500K in cap space. Again, any team can move some money around and you can figure some stuff out to get that cap number up right now. And you have to pay for it later. That's how it always works. You pay for it later, or you give guys more guaranteed money right now. That's usually how that goes. So teams can make it work, but can you make it work enough to get DeAndre Hopkins in the building? I don't know if the Chiefs with 500K, I don't know if they can make that work. I don't know if the Bills with 5.5 mil can make that work. It's going to be tough. So with everything taken into account, it looks like DeAndre and Dalvin are both going to be going from the NFC to the AFC. They're both going AFC. That's where all the talent is going right now. It's where all the good quarterbacks are. It makes sense why these guys would want to go to the AFC. All the teams are being talked about are in the AFC. So expect them to be there. My predictions are that Dalvin Cook lands in his hometown down in Miami. They add him to a stacked running back room. It's a perfect he said it's a perfect fit for him. He said the system's perfect. It's a good team. I expect to see Dalvin Cook in a Dolphins jersey this year, and I expect to see DeAndre Hopkins go get paid and go catch balls from Mac Jones up in New England. You let me know, where do you think these guys land and how do you think it goes for them this season in their new places? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and keep coming back for more off-season content, and we'll see you for the next video.